do annoying things that I'm not going to go on for, because otherwise it'll be a 2-hour video. For being in our early 20s.
Mid-20s.
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 Ew. Oh, sorry, I heard that.
Farting in front of each other.
Exactly. Like, I'm not saying, watch me take a shit.
Do relationships get boring? Are we bored of each other and get, like, stale with sex?
Want a button? Want a button?
Yeah, I do.
2 buttons. Oh.
Hey Peaches, it's Jamie.
And Shaba.
And welcome to our new couple series where we're trialling something where we're going to be talking about a different topic related to being in a relationship.
We're talking about sweet, juicy aspects of being in a relationship. Get it? Peaches. I was so proud of that.
And you guys are all fuzzy. So the idea is that every once in a while we'll do these couple chat videos together, maybe bring on some other people at some point in the future.
Maybe, if people want to join us.
But we'll be doing a different topic. Each video will be centered around like one particular thing about being in a relationship. Whatever you can think of, we'll try and cover it. It might be personally related to our relationship. It might just be something we're giving you information on. It might be something that we are learning about by making a video on it.
Yeah.
All those kind of things.
And we've chosen the first topic to be... That's my little drum roll. Being in long-term relationships and not getting bored in long-term relationships.
Like, does it get boring to be in a relationship for a long time?
I feel like we are vets here and we have a lot of experience to be able to talk about it, seeing as we've been in a relationship for such a while ourselves.
Yes. Given our age, there are obviously people out there who've been in relationships for far longer.
But first, one thing that we wanted to do in these series is ask you guys for your stories, confessions, questions about that topic
Input,
too.
Get involved.
So what we're going to do is take a cheeky little Insta story about us.
Oh no, there's pressure doing it live.
I know, but it doesn't need to be great. Yeah, ask people questions, then at the end...
Answer them.
Yeah.
That's normally how it goes.
Funny face. Uploaded. Yay! So, shall we start?
Yes.
We've come up with a few guidelines and pointers of what we should talk about.
Pointers.
So, first things first, how long have we actually been together?
How long have we been together, Shava?
I suck at dates. This is not really a good question for me. I know we've been together for 7 years.
Yes.
I just couldn't tell you dates.
We've been together for 7 years and 4 months.
Yes.
And a couple days.
Probably.
We were 17.
We were. We're now 24 and 25 respectively.
You enjoy that, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, although we've not been together for like the longest time, we're not at that decoid. We're not at that We're not at that decade stage yet.
Okay.
I think based on the fact that we've been together since we were 17, it's a pretty long-term relationship.
Yeah, so in terms of the proportion of our life, since we've been teenagers and like therefore able to live our own lives, we've actually been together longer than we've not been together. Does that make sense?
Right. Kind of? So you're saying like basically from when we were
teenagers.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the age that I'm going with as being autonomous. Yes, I remember
Oh
everything
my god,
about
I was
life
actually
now.
fully born when I was 13.
Yes. No?
Let's just go with that. Okay. We've gone through like really big things together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're now engaged.
We are.
We're planning our wedding, kind of. We're getting to it. Don't say ooh.
It's effort, okay? It's money and it's stress.
We have a house together.
We do.
And we have a beautiful little cat.
So we've hit quite a lot of those milestones.
Just no dog or baby.
No dog, no baby, no redundancy, like none of those really bad, stressful things. But you transitioned. For those of you who don't know, Jamie is trans.
Hello.
We've had huge family stuff happen. Loads of job stuff, changes of careers. We've been through each other through that stuff. So,
Yeah, just loads of things we've been together throughout.
Yeah.
Like all the major stuff that starts happening when you turn an adult and you go through uni, we've done it together.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, it's been really cool, but then kind of weird. Like,
also
I don't
slightly
know.
terrifying.
Yeah. Can I be independent? Yeah.
That's a really good question for later on. So let's define, now that we've said that, what we think a long-term relationship is.
Oh, personally, I think it depends on not just the length of time, but also like what you've done together.
Circumstantial,
So,
like context.
I would say maybe like at the 2-3 year mark when people are starting to move in together or considering moving in, maybe even engaged at that point. Some people are married by that point, but for me, I would consider it like truly long term and serious if we were living together and it had been a couple years, personally.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Like, I don't know if I would consider, mind you, because there's like long distance, long term relationships, right?
Yeah.
Where people won't be living together.
Yeah, it
but
depends on
living together,
context.
yeah, really does. I don't know.
You learn so much.
Intensify being in a relationship.
So much about people when you live with them.
I'm very messy.
I still love you.
You do annoying things that I'm
Yes.
not going to go on for, because otherwise it'll be a 2-hour video.
And it would be a 5-hour video if I went on about your stuff.
Shut up. It's funny because, like, I have 7-year-old sisters, right? And if they're in a relationship, I consider that to be long term if they were together for, like, more than a few weeks. Because they change boyfriends and girlfriends every day. Do you know what I mean? So it just differs. Like, your parents, for example, have been together for
40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mine
That's definitely long term.
Well, my mum's been in her current relationship for, like,
nearly 20, I think.
yeah. So they'll probably look at our relationship and be like,
Oh, your babies.
not quite long term
No.
yet. But I think for being in our early 20s.
Mid-20s.
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 Ew.
I've accepted it. Just wait till you turn 25. You'll get there.
Yeah, I would consider us to be long term.
Yeah. This isn't to offend anyone that's, like, not at the stage that we've described or anything,
No,
but
not
still
at all.
considers long-term relationship. This is just what we kind of
You're right, it's a
describe
really
for
personal
ourselves.
thing.
Yeah.
So all of this is just our exploration of the topics. But if you guys, you know, have some other ideas of what long-term relationships
Yeah,
are, or
leave them
anything else,
below.
you know, let us know. Let's start a conversation downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs.
A bit peachy.
We're on the bottom floor.
That's not even funny. Oh, sorry, I heard that. So the next point that we popped down was to discuss the different stages of relationships as they sort of progress in maturity. So what makes a relationship go from a mild cheddar to extra mature baby?
Extra mature baby, like stinking
Extra
bishop.
mature baby.
Okay. Like Aston.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Okay. You've got like your really classic steps. So like you're dating, you get to know each other, and then you officially make it like a relationship where you're like...
So here's the thing, right? I will say though, when we got into relationships 7 years ago, times were quite different. And I feel like we've actually been out of the dating game a long time. Hear me out. There are two big changes, right? Number one, exclusivity. I feel like when we got together, dating meant you were then an exclusive couple. But now I feel like people who date don't necessarily have to be exclusive, and there's this additional stage of asking, will you be exclusive?
I think that's always been around. I actually think it's not a case of like the times changing. I think it's the age we were at. So I feel like it's quite an adult thing to first date, second date,
Do you think so?
third date, shall we make it official? And it's also person to person. Maybe it's something that we never would have done, but I definitely think it's always been there, and I do think
okay.
it was around 7 years ago.
Fair. Well, I don't know, because like I see my sisters, you know, like talking now, and they're like, well, yeah, just because they're like sleeping together or something doesn't mean they're in a relationship.
No,
I'm like,
that was a thing.
what?
That was a thing when we were younger.
fair.
I just think
I'm
you
just
were
sounding so
oblivious.
prude right now. No, like I just chill. You do you. It's just like I would have automatically
other
assumed
people.
that being in a relationship meant that you would only be with that one person.
Oh, okay.
But then I am also quite monogamous in that way.
Monogamous.
That's what I said.
No, I said it wrong.
Oh.
I was like, it didn't sound right when I said it. So, okay, going back to the original thing, let's miss out the dating bit. So you're a new couple, you've just kind of defined yourselves as in a
few
relationship.
dates.
Yeah.
Will you be my girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other,
Whatever
partner?
you would like to refer to each other as, and you're kind of progressing in this relationship, learning about each other. Maybe you sleep together for the first time during that period. I don't know.
First dates as well,
Yeah.
like going out in public as a couple, I think would be a big step.
Facebook official, is that still a thing?
No, I don't think it is.
Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of stage where you're like, yes, we are in a relationship with each other. Hello, friends, we are together.
I was going to say introducing to friends, I guess,
Yeah.
would be the next step. Hanging out with friends, that kind of thing. Maybe
going
on a
to
friend's
each other's
date.
houses.
Yep.
Properly hanging out with each other's friends. And then maybe,
Is
if
that
it
the
feels
parents?
serious, the
Yeah.
parents start coming into the picture. And then...
Obviously, it worked a little bit different for us.
Yeah.
For those of you who might not know, our relationship caused a lot of contention with my family in particular, which meant I was sort of popped on your family really quickly and quite intensely very early on. Jamie
Oh,
took
hello,
me in.
Shava.
But at the same time, like, my parents knew us as friends before.
Yeah, so yeah, you meet the parents, and then maybe there's like a step when you've been together between like maybe 1 and 2 years that you start discussing moving in.
Well, I would say there's a step before that, maybe.
Oh.
Holidays, like trips abroad, do you know what I mean? Like
a couple's
public events,
mini
going to-
break.
yeah, that
okay.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or friends' holiday, having someone join you then and being like, oh, okay, so.
Okay, what was that?
That was me not being able to formulate words, articulating my thought myself. Then yes, moving in.
Yeah, moving in, maybe discussing getting a puppy together.
Or a cat, or a guinea pig.
Yeah, any
Or a
cat.
hamster. We actually
Or
went
a-
hamster, cat. Well, that's all we are now. But
Dog will be in the future.
hamster, 2 hamsters, 4 hamsters, 2 hamsters.
They didn't die.
No, we were looking
we were
after
hamster
them.
sitting. Not literally. So they're kind of like the very stereotypical steps that some people might say is involved in like the lead up to a long-term relationship.
I think it's also really important to address the more important steps.
But you can do whatever, farting in front of each other.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like first time you cook someone a meal, first time you let them stay over and like really stay over,
Yeah.
first time you poop in front of each other.
Maybe not in front of each other, but at each other's houses.
Yeah, but why not in front of each other? Like, I'm not saying, watch me take a shit. Like, not that. You know, like, someone's on the toilet doing a poo and that's okay if someone comes in and brushes their teeth or...
I feel like
comes and
that's a
talks to
living
you.
together thing. I don't know.
I'm putting that down as
But
a
anyway,
stage.
yeah, the smaller things like burping and farting and picking your nose and just having your bum hanging out whilst you're chilling on the sofa.
Crying in front of each other.
Yeah, crying.
Sharing, like, a really embarrassing flaw or
Yeah.
story or whatever. Or, like, being consoled after a first argument. That's a big one.
argument. Oh, I remember us.
Do you?
No, it's not.
I was just thinking, it'd be really interesting to
I
try
can't
and remember what our
remember.
first argument would have been.
But there's like those big steps and then there's the smaller steps.
They're not smaller, they're just perhaps the more
No, they are.
alternative
They're kind
steps
of
to-
like, they're the little in-between steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. They're like the mini bits of pepperoni on a pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
But yeah, so there are loads of different steps to like, I don't know, having an official relationship, describing it as long term. I mean, you do you, your relationship is yours. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to follow any of those things. But I think they're just some like typical things. There's certainly a few of those stages that we did go through. Like first argument, moving in together, but they kind of happened weirdly for us.
Yeah,
For some
we were in a
things.
bit mottled. So
Yeah.
we did the whole living together a lot sooner than we perhaps would have chosen to.
Yeah. And I think we got engaged quite late into our relationship.
I'm happy about that though, because
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like I love you to bits. There is a but don't worry, it's not a bad
Is it a
but.
big butt?
No, my point is, despite how much I love anyone, I'm just in my nature not a very committal person.
Oh my god, don't you telling me this now?
Committed person. No, you know that.
I
Do you know
know,
what I mean? So like,
yeah.
even the idea of marriage now really scares me, and it's not because of you. And we could be together for 50 years,
And it would still...
and it would still scare me. Like, so I think we waited the appropriate time before getting engaged.
You also
What are
know
doing?
that we bought a house together, which I see as like a much bigger committal than getting married.
Than
To
a
be
piece of
honest,
paper.
I do.
It is, to be fair.
Yeah. As soon as we did that, I actually calmed down about the whole marriage thing. I was like, you can wait.
I think it's because it's split for me. Like, I would have really wanted to get a house anyway, and I just see you as doing it because we're like a kick-ass duo.
Kick those peachy bums.
Cool. Should we move on to the next one?
Yes.
So, we've done the different stages. Here's a question. 2 stages are often talked about. First is the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
The second is the 7-year itch. So let's talk about those in turn. Honeymoon
Yes.
phase. Define it for those who might not know.
I think the honeymoon phase is supposed to be a kind of thing where like it's very like not necessarily intense, but it's all happy. It's like you're
Rose-tinted.
first together, rose tinted, you don't argue, everything's wonderful, the other person can do no wrong, they're the most amazing person you've ever met. And it's that kind of like just, oh my god, hi. That feeling.
Adding to that, I think the extra thing that makes it a honeymoon stage is like really early on, you don't have those big discussions or talks about
Yeah.
routines.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like if you've got split parents, whenever you go and visit the other side, it always seems so much more fun because you don't
Yeah.
have those really big, heavy routine stuff.
Yeah. And you don't know all the little
Arguments, bills,
like details
chores.
about that person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's that kind of stage. And I personally do think it's a thing. But
would you say we're still in our honeymoon phase?
no.
Fair.
No. I think that ran out a while ago. But
I don't think there's like a set time
I
on
don't
it,
think
though.
it's a bad thing when it ends. And I think it's
I'm with you.
And I think it's a test of a relationship when you realise, oh, the honeymoon phase has ended, but I still really want to be with you.
Yeah.
We don't have to be in that lovey-dovey phase
Yeah.
where everything is wonderful to still
It's
work
like
as a couple.
next-
Your arm.
It's like next level. It's like your relationship's gotten that green mushroom.
What?
And you've like leveled up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
I wondered
Mario
where that
Kart.
was going.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Super
you're like
Mario Brothers.
a big relationship now. Yeah, like a
Okay.
stronger.
Right,
like,
got you.
We can take on bills now. Huh.
We can get a puppy. Shaba.
We've established the roles in our relationships. Huh.
We're getting married next year.
But the honeymoon phase is real.
I think for some people, yeah. I don't think everyone will experience it, and I think it's fine if you don't, but I do think it's a real thing for some people.
I do also think that a lot of people assume that it's like a real drag, but as you've said, I actually think it's really exciting to then do the more long-term, less honeymoon phasey type things.
Yeah.
Together. So, 7-year itch, when it's happened too much.
Oh my god, we've been together 7 years. I'm so itchy.
Did you ever find that 7 years? Because
No.
technically it should be now, right? Like, I don't know.
Or like in the lead up.
I'm not
like,
feeling icky.
No.
I think we're too busy to be icky.
I just
Oh dear.
wish you'd let me get a dog. No. I'm not having that feeling of like, oh, like, I'm fed up with this. Like, this has been going on too long. There's nothing new. Like,
people get bored. People that... Did you know the song, If You Like Pina Coladas?
Yes.
Is about a person who got really fed up of their relationship and put a personal ad out. And then the partner, who also is considering cheating, responds to the ad not realising it's their partner. That's actually really sad.
I didn't know that's what it was about.
I bet you that's a 7-year
And getting
situation.
caught in the rain.
Yeah. And then she responds, I'm assuming it's a she, maybe not. And it's like, yes, I like pina coladas.
And getting caught by a rains.
Jamie's surname's Rains.
But yeah, I don't think I've had a 7-year itch.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't feel like
I also
anything's...
don't feel like it will happen.
No.
Maybe anything can happen.
That kind of brings us on to like the big question of this video is do relationships get boring? Are we bored of each other after the length of time we've been together?
Yeah.
Should we do like...
That was my answer, yeah.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Right. I was going to be like, in a nutshell, 3, 2, 1, let's say at the same time. Shaba, are you bored of me? 3,
I don't
2...
like you using my surname.
Okay. Shaba, are you bored of me?
3, 2, 1.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course I'm not bored of you. Have I ever been bored of our relationship? Do you know what? I think our relationship has been through too much of a roller coaster for it to be boring.
Yeah. I love having quiet moments in our relationship. But there's always something else around the corner. Not necessarily bad, but just busy.
Yeah, or like fun things that end up testing our relationships in different ways.
Yeah.
Because like the projects that we do, or earlier on, the not so fun family turbulence things. There are other videos on Jamie's channel if you want to look up
Put
on
your
it.
seatbelt on for that.
It was a bumpy ride, but for the first, 4 to 5 years of our relationship,
We had this, like, up
were
and down.
constantly like, don't worry, babe, we can get through this. Don't worry, babe, we can get through this.
Yeah.
And you know what? A big part of me worried
I know.
after
We
that
talked
5-year
about
mark
this.
that we would get bored.
Yeah.
So I was just like, crap, we don't have this, which is often the case for a
Thing
young
that
couple.
we're fighting for.
Yeah, this really big
Yeah.
thing that's needed us to rely and support on each other.
You take away that thing that's pushing us so tightly together, are we just going to go badawing?
Yeah.
But actually,
Like, I don't need you anymore,
we're
so...
still like this.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy about that.
Me too. We've not bedoinged yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Not that I want it to happen.
No, good. But yeah,
Just being real, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing in a relationship as well. To have realistic expectations, to keep your feet on the ground and just enjoy the ride.
Don't be commenting
yeah.
now and being like, oh, Shaba obviously does not want to be in this relationship. That's not the case at all. But we often talk about things like, you know, because like in the future we could break up. It's not at all saying that we want to.
Yeah.
It's just accepting that.
And none of this is news to me. I knew this.
Forever
we know how
is
each
not
other feel.
always a guaranteed thing.
Yeah, no matter how much you love each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, no boredom, but that's kind of boredom in different ways. So
Yeah.
like there's boredom with like communication, like just running out of things to talk about.
Let's talk about that, because that's actually been one of my biggest fears. We went to Sicily.
And Shaba was like, Jamie, what if we run out of things to talk about?
I was genuinely worried because, you know, we live together. We do
Yeah.
so much of our outside of work stuff together. We don't really talk in great depth about work together because it's quite complicated. You know, like we don't relate everything.
Yeah,
you know,
I do
probably
get a
lot
big
better. Yeah.
rundown of your work day every day.
Yeah, fair. Okay, I regret
And I'm
that.
happy to
My
listen
point
to
is,
it.
we talk about everything,
Yeah.
and we know about everything, and we're with each other all the time.
Oh, so
and
we're
it's
going
like-
straight from talking about everything to going on holiday where we're doing everything together.
Yeah, and then I'm like, we're actually, even when we eat dinner and stuff, yes, we talk, but we watch stuff. Like,
Yeah.
there's other interactive elements that you're doing
Shaba's
stuff
like, I'm
with.
scared.
So it's just like, if we're just sitting in a new place where we don't have these other things to be getting on with, what if
But-
we run out of things to say?
We didn't get bored.
We didn't.
We didn't.
We actually had an amazing
Yeah,
holiday.
it was
There's
great.
There's always stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And I think we just always have things to talk about. We'll talk about things that have happened to us, things that we've seen on the news, things that we've heard have happened to other people, things that we're really excited to do. Like, just...
Things that you're experiencing right there in the
There's
moment.
so much to talk about. We never run out of things to chat.
Also, just because we spoke about this a little bit yesterday, I still find it absolutely mind-blowing that after this length of time, we're still finding out new things about each other.
Yeah. Oh, we had a proper chat yesterday.
Yeah, like for over a few hours.
Yeah.
It was long, there were tears, there was laughter.
Not that we fell out, it was just an emotional chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, how do I not know about like these little stories that, you know, you think you know everything because we've repeated it all, but no.
I got chewing gum in my hair when I was a kid, okay? But yeah, there's always new stuff to talk about, so like, we don't get bored on that front.
No.
What's another thing that you could get bored of? Doing things together. Like, you feel like you've just been there, done that.
Yeah, like, or even like, must I do it with you?
Yeah.
Like,
But then, to be
maybe I
honest,
can go with someone else.
I find even going to the home section of a supermarket and just browsing fun with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it by myself, but it's like anything exciting that I want to do, even small things that I want to do, you're always the first person I want to do it with.
I'm with you. Or if you're not there, I'd be like,
I wish Sharpa
yes,
was here.
must tell Jamie that this happened.
Yeah. So not bored, like, we've always got new things to do, new things to talk about.
I will also add though, having said that, there are times, it's a bit of a weird one, there are times where I like doing things, like I realise that there are things that cannot be done with you. So for example, I went out with my mum and sisters and we had like a
Yeah.
little bonding session and I didn't miss you.
No, but that's fine. I think it's healthy to be okay being apart sometimes, as long as you don't always want to be away from me.
But then there are some as well where perhaps it is a little bit too unhealthily dependent. Like you wouldn't want to go to a party, for example, without wanting me there.
I don't know many couples who'd want to go to a party without their significant other.
I don't know, like hen parties and...
I don't know, I just find stuff boring without you.
Yeah.
you
No,
don't,
and likewise.
You,
like,
you
I
make
want
things
there.
less boring. Okay, the last thing, the third topic that couples can get, like, stale with, sex.
But that
think I
was
did that
so
wrong.
weirdly out of tune. It just
staying
sounded
in.
like a dying cat. What was I trying to do? There we go. I've been feeling high, baby. Would really help if we knew the words.
You do just sound like the cat. It's a thing that sex can be boring when you've been with the same person for many years, but there are many ways to spice it up.
Yeah, but you know what? I agree. It can.
It can.
I don't think conversation gets boring. I don't think experiences can get boring, but I do think sex gets really boring. That's not... Look at you. My point is, do you know what it is? This is my explanation of it. I'm not to say at all that you're bad in bed, babe. My point is, I feel like at the beginning it's fiery, it's passionate, and it's new, and then you kind of just get used to it, and it becomes less of a thing because other things get in the way. Do you know what I mean? Like even things like dating and having like proper coupley time, we have to schedule that. My point is, like, it just becomes something that you then need to think about a bit more. You know, it's not...
It's less spontaneous.
Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, new...
Exciting.
Sparky... Yeah. I mean, it's still great. Let's not... I'm not saying that. I'm just saying...
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have that same kind of excitement and like, oh my god, I'm seeing you naked, like kind of feeling.
Yeah.
But it's still not boring.
No.
Like, it's just different. It just evolves through time. And
my point is you need to put more effort in it to make it not boring.
Yeah. But there's
long as
definitely
you're willing
ways
to do
to
that.
keep it interesting.
Yeah.
And enjoyable.
Exploring new things as well. That's a good thing because you wouldn't want to do that straight at the beginning of a relationship.
Yeah.
But that's another way of finding out new things about each other.
But that's the counter thing for me. That's like the really good thing about being in a long-term relationship is like you just know kind of everything that the other person likes, doesn't like, makes them comfortable, makes them uncomfortable, and it's just so like natural. Like it's so, you might have to kind of not schedule it, but like kind of think about it more. It's not as spontaneous.
Yeah.
But it's so easy when it does happen. Like it's just so natural and flowy and nice.
Flowy and nice. Ew.
It's like a pretty scarf. No, you know what I mean. It's like it just changes over time.
Yeah.
But it's different.
It evolves like a good Pokemon.
Oh my god. Wow. What I'm trying to say is it's no better, no worse, it's just different.
Yeah.
That's what it is. For us, like, you know...
Different, but requires more effort.
Yes.
Which I think is the same that could be said about relationships overall.
Yeah, absolutely.
More that time goes on.
I don't agree that relationships are hard work, but I do agree that they require effort.
They require work.
They do, but the work and the effort shouldn't feel like a chore or feel tedious.
Yes.
I
love this.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So, are we ready for our summary?
Oh.
Are we ready for the questions?
I actually had another question that I wanted to put in.
Oh, okay.
That I know wasn't
Sharba's getting in there first for the question.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Dependency. Do you feel, like, because I kind of feel it, I think that we are too dependent on each other.
Do you know what? I actually think that that's a whole different topic.
Fair.
Like, I think it's a great
standalone
question, but, like, it veers quite far away from, like, boredom. It's still related to long term, but I think that's a really important thing to talk about, that we should give more time than just a question.
Sure.
So that'll be a comment. That'll be a comment? It's because you did that. That'll be a topic coming up in the future.
I was just going to say, if you guys have any other further ideas for topics that you want us to talk about, pop it down below. We'll add it to the dependency list. And,
the dependency
list.
You
know, because I just spoke about dependency.
Yeah.
I can't speak, okay. So, yeah, are you ready to go on to
Instagram? Where's my phone? You stole it.
I've got it.
Okay,
right,
ready?
I'm going to do it.
Well, you're going to have to read, because I don't have my glasses.
Oh my god, there's quite a few.
Okay, we're not going to have to answer. We're not going to be able to answer all of them, sorry.
Cool. Wait, I have to pick? I feel bad.
I'll pick.
No, okay.
I was trying to save you.
Ways to avoid getting bored. We spoke about whether we are bored, but I didn't think we talked about...
How to not be bored.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do new things together.
Yes, but also do new things without each other sometimes so you can talk about it.
Yeah. Don't think that things are beneath you because you've been in a long-term relationship. Like yesterday, we did this falling in love, like questions to ask a new partner thing, and we still found new things.
Yeah, and it was great. So do little things like that. Think about ways that you can spice it up and be very just...
Toys.
Toys, but away from sex as well. Just be really open with each other. Just if you are finding things a bit bored, chat to your partner about it. Tell them some things that you think might make it interesting. Just be like, I don't think we do enough together, or I don't think we...
Which we do all the time.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what, I've not been feeling really intimate with you lately. Like,
and then it's
I feel a bit neglected in terms of, like, as a partner.
You've been really busy.
I demand cuddles.
Affection.
Yeah.
So just communicate. I think
and I will also say, when I said toys, I was something like accessories more generally. I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. Like, I found this thing on Pinterest, which we are doing, which is like to get like lollipop sticks in a jar of different activities and to just whip one out every now and then and be like, we're going to go on and do this surprise thing.
Yeah. But honestly, I really do think communication is key in relationships. In every
life,
way.
Jamie. Communication is key in life.
But we are talking about relationships.
Yes.
Next question.
Cool. That was good. Do you ever regret not having had other experiences before finding your one true love? I love you both. That is a great question.
That is a great question.
Mark.
Which we will answer, but also relates to another topic idea we have for this series.
Yeah. But I will say, just to really quickly summarise that, yes, I do have regrets. And it is something that we talk about quite often. And I don't think it's something that can be resolved.
No.
We're not going to like break up to experience
we want to
other
be
things.
with each other, but we also acknowledge that because we got together so young...
Kind of missed the boat.
We do have things that we haven't experienced that we maybe would have liked to, but... It's worth it to be with each other.
Yeah.
I can get over it.
Of course I can get over it. Okay. How the F do I get one? I'm about to turn 26 and I'm effing desperate.
Don't look.
No, I think sometimes you do have to put yourself out
there. Have a little bit of looking, put yourself out there, but not in like a desperate way. I'm not saying you're desperate, and I don't mean that in the, oh, they're so desperate. I just mean don't feel desperation inside you.
And do you know what? Embrace life now. If that means that you're single and you're struggling, it's okay. Like, if it's meant to be, it will happen.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it's cool. You can be 26, you can be 42, you can be whatever flipping age. It really doesn't matter.
And
like,
also,
don't... Just because society expects you to be in a relationship at a specific time does not mean you've missed the boat if you've not hit that mainstream thing.
And 26 is still really young.
Yeah.
Fun fact, My brother is getting married this year and he didn't meet his partner until he was 29.
Yeah, and even that is not necessarily late.
No, it's not late at all. But like, you can meet somebody at any point.
We know people who are 21 and who have babies and are married with dogs and a house. Like, commitment can happen at any age.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong age.
You do you, man.
It will happen.
Or person, sorry.
This is the last question.
That's so much pressure. Is it okay to not have a honeymoon phase? We did that. Communication is key to any relationship. Trust is another. Preach. I agree with you.
Okay, I'll pick the last one.
Oh, but there's so many.
I'll pick the last one.
So okay, the ones that we don't answer, we'll answer a few on the live. So if you guys aren't already, follow either one of us on Instagram and we will answer questions.
I like this one. Is it worth it, like, being in a long-term relationship? Because it, as we said, it does require a bit of work and effort. We do feel like we've missed out on some things. So is it worth it, Shaba?
Yes, I think so. And do you know why? Because I'm still really excited for what's to come. Yeah. And I don't think it's over yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're still picking up those, fuck it, coins. I'm going down the merry-go-round route again. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're still there. Yeah. You know, like little, I don't know, medals or achievement marks.
Oh, we're still
milestones.
Like milestones. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's really exciting to hit the next one.
I think we just look forward to each new step and what more time together can bring.
Do you know how sickening this is going to be to watch? Like, I'm just thinking about what we're talking about. I'm sorry for all the cheese. We should be like, oh, and just turn into like cheese puffs. I'm sorry.
This has been a very long video.
This has been fun though.
I think this is super cool. And this is actually like almost part of us carrying on our communication, but like bringing you guys into it as well, which I love.
It's been so much fun.
So
go ahead, judge us in the comments, comment below, share your own experiences. Maybe don't judge us too much, but you know what I mean? Like, let's open the floor up and have a really healthy, open debate about this stuff. I love it.
You're so cute. We really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you would like it to become a series, which we're probably planning on doing anyway, but do let us know in the comments below if you think it's something that's good, any topic suggestions, anything at all. As Shaba said, let's have a chat. And I think
I look forward to sharing a more intimate side of relationships with you. I think it's stuff that we sort of superficially cover online.
But this is in-depth on different topics.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, my peachy people.
Yeah, and we will see you next time. Much love.
If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this wonderful person.
And this face. I will put Shaba's link down below. I'm sorry, I always forget about this bit. I love you.
Because Jamie makes videos I was going to say my own one, Wednesday and Sunday.
And Shaba makes videos every Thursday and Monday.
Yes.
Because we are slightly offset like that.
See, we are not dependent as a couple. We upload at different times.
Much love, guys. Bye.
Bye.